Greetings, this is Robert Foertsch with the Truth Network. You can find it by Googling my name and or my phone number. There is a storm coming and it's going to be substantial apparently. And I've got reports of it. You can check it out on my YouTube channel, which is where I've got a lot of the activity I've been about for years. And the Truth Network is those telling the truth. And I'm connected to a lot of them through Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and more. You could check it out if you like. So, some people have mentioned they've had a hard time finding my library. It's everywhere my name and phone number are, and more. That is largely to decode some of the matrix of our reality, including the biodigital convergence, world government, and all that. So I don't even want to mention some of the phraseology because then they're going to stick a banner on there trying to explain what they believe the truth about it is. That's the official narrative. I'm not having any of it. I'm exposing it. So, in the epic battle between good and evil, we've got the truth and the deception. And people argue about it, what they believe is wrong, what they believe the answer is, what the system can or cannot do. And what I like to do is just make the information available for your consideration. And if you think I missed something or got it wrong, you can give me a call, send me a link. And I'm going to give you, oh, it's like a cheat code. Uh, it's even more than that. The only way I believe people are ultimately going to figure out the most important truth and reality is to be born of the Holy Spirit. Now, I do believe in the doctrine of election, predestination, so that's even going to be beyond your control, whether you like it and or agree with it or not. The Almighty determines who his children are and when we would be born, where we would be living when that happened, and before and after, and all of that. And some might say, well, why do anything then if he's determined it, predetermined it? Well, it's imperative that we obey. At least that's what I'm going to do about it. I'm going to seek the truth with all my heart, and that's what I do. And I encourage everybody to do that. Now, as far as the details of what's going on and what we can do about it, that's all very individual. What's going on for me is different than what's going on for you and the other 8 plus billion people perhaps alive in the realm that we live in. What I did find out is a lot of what I believed to be true was not true. It was intentionally deceptive. And that is, of course, by design. This is January 21st of 2026. We've just come off of years of the most bizarre history, period in history that I'm aware of. And of course, by irony and paradox, I don't know what I don't know. And neither do you or anybody else. Now, the Almighty is all powerful and all knowing. And even with that, people get really bent out of shape on who they believe the Almighty is. And if you disagree with them, then you're wrong. Well, maybe not. Maybe they're wrong. So it's pretty convoluted. These are matters of extreme importance, and getting it right is extremely important. So the truth isn't based on popular opinion or consensus. It's simply the objective reality that the Almighty determines to be true. And the epic battle between good and evil, well, who determines what's good and what's evil? Well, there once again, I believe the Almighty determines that. So it's humanly impossible to obey the Bible biblically, accurately, because it's going to require the direction and protection of the Holy Spirit. Now, some of these things I've said before, and I'll say them again if I'm able. And uh, and the reason for that is it's important. I would say the truth doesn't change. However, that's not entirely accurate. The truth changes the individuals that appropriate it, that can recognize the need to be born of the Spirit, and then to recognize whether or not that's happened for them or not. We've got a ship out here right now, picking up sand off the bottom of the ocean, and then they'll pump it up onto the beach and move it around with bulldozers. This storm that's coming, this is North Myrtle Beach, the Cherry Grove area in South Carolina, and some of the reports or weather predictions show that we are going to have a massive storm come across the country with a lot of cold and a lot of snow and freezing rain or ice. Lots of it. So, do you have alternative means to stay warm, to stop yourself from freezing to death? Extreme cold with no electricity or limited is pretty tough. I say limited because you might be able to have, you do have electricity if you've got a car and you can charge a battery. And if you've got an inverter, you can operate some electrical appliances like refrigerator or a furnace. If you've got a gas furnace, but you require electrical uh, energy to move the air around, that's all very important. So I know people that think I'm crazy and or deceived, eccentric, if they want to be what they view as generous. And I would say, well, I've been right about a lot of what I've been talking about for years, unfortunately so. Unfortunate in that it's a pretty grim outlook. A lot of people have died, a lot more will die based on events that are occurring that are largely beyond our control. So I wouldn't trade what I have for all the money in the world. I wouldn't trade places with Sam Altman or Elon Musk or Larry Fink or Herr Klaus Schwab or Ray Kurzweil or anybody, actually, because as best I can tell, the Almighty took up residence in me by the power of His Spirit. So He directs and protects me, and that's why I'm not afraid to live, die, or tell the truth. And I'll just keep on doing it. So, for example, the Truth Network includes my Facebook activity, my Facebook friends and followers, and YouTube channel, and all the information related to that. Now, when I'm not making a video or posting a video, I'm commenting. And I'll put something like I'm going to put, I believe, in the title of this video. Like I might put excellent analysis deployed worldwide through the Truth Network. Good morning, Bob. And in that, somebody may come on by and take a look at what the Truth Network is. Hey, what is that? How could I call you? Well, I've got my phone number there. And that is computer code, so to speak, to find the activity that I've been creating and sharing for years. I used to have over 100,000 videos on my YouTube channel that would be publicly available to you or anybody that came on by there. But what ended up happening is YouTube changed the parameters of what's publicly viewable. In other words, I could add a playlist of 5,000 videos from one of my featured channels, and it would be visible to you or anybody else that comes on by. And what they did is they made our library private. Our liked videos are private. Our watch later videos are private. I can't even share them because it'll come up that you can't see it. And all the playlists that I would add or content that I add like that, other people's playlists, they're not going to be visible. So that's why I created playlists to actually show you that. I'll add to them. And out of over 32,000 videos in my created playlist, there's some duplicates. And one of the reasons for that, you can go ahead and take a look at the comment thread, and you can see that some of the videos may have millions of views, and an identical video that's shared by another channel of the same video may have very few views. I'm wanting to show you something there. The comment thread, sometimes the World Economic Forum will turn off the comments so that people can't comment on it. And, well, I may put a mirrored video that allows comments to be seen. Sometimes people will come on by and, like, if I move a video up to the top of one of the playlists, you might want to just take a look at the thread, and you might see me there. A lot of times when I move them around, I'll add another comment there, even though I've previously commented. So some of the artifacts would be, for example, the sticker. And I think what I'm going to do, and I am going to do it, I'm going to just walk up here and show you the Truthmobile. Now, some of you have seen it. I've got a black Lexus parked on the end of my driveway. That is the original Truthmobile, but I've got the Toyota Prius up here. It gets really good fuel economy, and it's got a big generator, and I can run electrical appliances with this and an inverter connected to it. That can come in real handy in a grid down situation. It can be down because of data center usage or not being able to pay the electric bill. There's a lot of reasons that can be done. The water jugs on the car are a reason for a lot of people to question me. They'll say, "What are you doing with that? What's in that jug?" And it's actually a copper tube. I got a 2-foot copper tube and cut it in half and put it in each of my jugs there. So that's reverse osmosis purified carbon filtered water. And then it'll add trace elements of copper, which is real healthy for me, for my plants. I water my plants with it. I bathe in reverse osmosis drinking water as well. So people will take pictures of the car, and that's one of the reasons why I do that. They can take a look around. All the information that's linked with my name and phone number. Alrighty, I'm gonna go ahead and end the broadcast here. I want to thank you for your public and private encouragement. Hope things are going well for you. You can reach out, give me a holler, call or send me a link anytime. That'll be just fine. Thank you so much for your public and private encouragement.